guys? It's your girl BK. You're tuned into Fat and Figuring It Out right here at Anchor.fm, or you could be listening to us on one of our awesome other sister stations. Today I have with me a couple of my esteemed colleagues in personal training and health and wellness. I follow them on their social media pages, and I love what they're doing with the community and how they always give out awesome information. Either with Patrick, he's doing push-ups, and Pam, she's always talking about her yoga festival, and Mark, he's always motivating. So I wanted to bring them on board to talk about what people can do during this time of COVID. How can they stay active? How can they stay motivated? I have with me Patrick Pinkert. Is that correct, Pinkert?
Correct.
All
Yeah.
right. And it's of Concierge Fitness.
That's right.
All right.
Concierge Fitness here in Dallas, Texas.
Yes, I love it. And I have Pamela Buckner, yoga teacher and the creator of Soul Long Beach Yoga Festival.
Yes, that's me. Thank you. It's good to be here. Thank you. Good to
Welcome.
be with esteemed fitness professionals.
Yes. And I have Mark, I'm not going to butcher your last name, Musang, am I right?
Musange.
Musange, okay, I was close. Mark
I was waiting for
Musange
it.
of Elite Fitness Club. He's with us today as well. So Pamela, I'm going to start with you first and just tell us your fitness background and what made you get into health and wellness.
Well, actually, I'm an attorney. I practice law. I've been practicing law for the last 20 years. And my fitness journey it didn't go in a straight line. I was practicing. I had a very unhealthy lifestyle. I was almost 300 pounds at one time. And I just frankly one day just said, I've had enough. I mean, it sounds simple, but it took a long time for me to get to that point where I was just fed up with the way I felt, the way I looked, my eating habits. I was disgusted. So I changed it. I started eating differently. I did a lot of research. I got a personal trainer. Thank you, God, for all of you guys who help people like me. And the weird thing, I fell in love with, somebody told me this, that find fitness program that you fall in love with. So I was like, they said, if you fall in love with it, you always do it. So I started going to Zumba. I loved it, so I became a Zumba teacher.
Nice.
I taught Zumba for about 5 or 6 years. I taught a very athletic style of Zumba, so I kept hurting myself. I was an athlete, like almost 300 pounds at one time. I'm an athlete, like I'm pretty strong. And so I got into yoga, and the rest is history. I wanted people of color to find out about the yoga practice. A lot of people of color think yoga is mystical and it's some kind of religion and like this with it, they stay away from it. So I figured, let me create a safe space for anybody, that doesn't fit the yoga mold to feel comfortable to go practice yoga. If you practice, you can, develop your practice further. So that's kind of, that's my journey. It's been a great ride.
Awesome. Awesome testimony, Pam. Awesome. Patrick, what about you? How'd you get into health and wellness?
Well, I've been into fitness, never played any sports in my life. I was born military, so I grew up around my dad with these push-ups, sit-ups, and running and everything, hollering at me every morning to get out of the bed, real military style upbringing rather. But I just, maybe 11 years ago, I figured out I could help people, So I've had over 30 jobs in my life. This is the only thing that I really love and I'm passionate about. I was working, I think I was working at a Walmart distribution down in Baytown, Texas. And I took my personal training and I just said, I left the job, moved to Dallas. And I started when I say I started from the bottom, I started with nothing. I was traveling to people with weights in my van. And well, I had a Jimmy at the time. I was traveling to people, few clients here. I was working on the outside of Dallas, and I always say it's heavy. This is a heavy praying time, especially when you're, you're in business for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it feels like you're just free falling. You just gotta constantly pray your way through this. So, I've been very blessed throughout my time being a personal trainer, and I made it here. Got a gym. Got a couple vans out there. Still need a trainer. Looking for that right person. But I've been doing this 11 years. Love what I do. I wouldn't trade it in. As far as working out for me, you see my push-up challenge. One of my friends nominated me for a push-up challenge, and I never stopped because I feel like depression, anxiety, and mental health never stops. I don't care if it's a 30-day challenge. This is year round, especially in the time we're going through right now. So I feel like if I can be an example for people to look at and say, this dude's still going. He's still going. So as long as I got breath, I'm gonna keep going, keep doing what I do, and just try to encourage people and help them. Though that's my best thing, you know. So
that is awesome, Patrick. Yes. And Mark, what about you? How'd you get into health and fitness?
Well, first of all, there's I come from a very huge family, and they were into modeling. There was athletes in there. They did track, uh, weightlifting, and I grew up seeing this. Let's just say I'm number 12 or 14. So I grew up seeing all of this in the house, and I'm like, when I get to their age, I want to be like them. Um, Unfortunately, I was born with a heart defect that could not have made me past the age of 18. So there was basically a hole in my heart that was go- I was not supposed to make it past the age of 18. But I remember when it finally sunk in, when I used to go get checked by the cardiologist, they were telling me, I think you need to go for open heart surgery so you can fix it. Unfortunately, mom had no money, and she didn't tell me what the game plan was. So we just prayed about it, and we just left it to God. And I think at this point I was like 13. Now I could understand what's going on, that I'm different, you know? I'm looking at everybody else and I'm like, you guys are normal. You guys have no problem. You got no problem. You got no problem. There's something wrong with me. But I had to get up on my feet without anyone telling me, get up, do this. And I remember the doctors telling me, I remember this. They were like, nothing aggressive, no heavy sport. I mean, just do nothing basically. And I'm looking at all my siblings and I'm like, I'm not used to that.
Right.
So I decided to do track. I was a sprint. I did 100, 200, 400. I was a swimmer and I played basketball. I was very close to playing rugby, but I said, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do it. I'm
yeah,
not gonna do it. So, and then when I was done with college, I wanted to go pro playing basketball, but I figured at this point, coming from Uganda to America,
Wow.
I think I'm too old. 'Cause I was like a little dude at like 22, and I'm playing against a guy that's this big, and I'm like, how old are you? He's like, I'm 18. I'm like, look, see, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. Like, this is it.
Mhm.
So then I said, I'm gonna transfer all this frustration of me not being able to go pro into helping someone else get there. And my dream was to basically work with athletes, but I never attracted that. For some reason, I ended up training seniors and women. And I constantly try to stop. I was like fighting it. I was like, no, I don't want to train women. I don't want to train people that have never worked out. I don't want to train anyone that has no fitness background. Like, I can't believe you can't do a push up. I can't believe you can't do a sit up. Like, that's how I'm thinking. Um, but then over time, because I became a trainer in 2011, over time I realized that not everybody can do the things you do, but they just want to be healthy. So it slowly changed my mindset. And then I got to a point where I'm teaching people how to, first of all, appreciate yourself. Acknowledge that this is where you are right now and you want to change it. And let's start with 2 push-ups, 3 push-ups. That's okay. And then eventually, after we've pushed through for God knows how long, you're gonna see results. And so that's why I'm where I'm at right now. So like Patrick said, I started with nothing, driving like an hour and 30 minutes to Orange County.
That's
And
me
then
now.
I'm charging someone $30 and I'm driving back and I'm thinking, what just happened?
yeah, right, yeah.
So, but now I have my little studio in San Fernando and everything has been from the ground up. And I'm learning to appreciate the hard work that I'm putting in and the people that are committed to working out with me.
Oh, that's so awesome, Mark.
Awesome.
Yes. And my niece,
Right.
she's in the hospital now. My sister just had her in October and she had heart surgery. And I'm like, she's gonna be such a strong girl. So I know like that baby is gonna
Hmm.
be like pushed forward towards any little
Yeah.
obstacle. She's gonna be
Yeah.
leaping over mountains. Like she's so super strong. So I definitely understand. So
Hmm.
guys, what should people be doing right now to stay mentally, physically, and spiritually healthy during this difficult time? You've heard of the quarantine 15. You got people literally going to work and coming straight home, or some of them are not even leaving the house. Like they're working around the clock. They're not even working a regular 8-hour shift. So what type of things can people do? Patrick, I'll start with you, then Mark, and then Pam. What can they do to stay mentally and physically healthy?
Well, my number one go-to is gonna be prayer. Okay, I don't know if they're praying people, but it works.
Yeah.
And also just reading. Find you something on a fitness level and read and start small. I always say start small. We always set these humongous goals, and this is the time of year. We're going into first of the year. Everybody's got this big goal by February. We're gonna be done with it. So I say start small with little things. Nutrition is always number one. But I don't want to, I wouldn't tell somebody to go strict with a diet. You know, just start with something small or cut something in half. If you're doing drinking 2 sodas a day, cut it down to one. Just start small. Drink more water. If you don't feel like you're drinking enough water, add a cup of water to whatever you're already doing, and just wait for the results and be patient. You have to be patient for the results to come, and that's the thing. We try something one week, and then we're looking for a change next week, and then we get discouraged when we don't see that change. So that's where the prayer comes in. You got to continue to go forward with this, but prayer is necessary to get you through that third and that fourth and that fifth. And by that sixth week, you're looking a little different because you've been consistent.
Consistent.
So if you're
Mm.
working on your consistency through that whole process, you don't have to do it every day, but every other day, you're definitely gonna see a change. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mark, what do you think?
Um, living in LA this long, you kind of realize there's a lot of diversity. And I like what Patrick said. I like to say prayer, but some people here don't understand prayer.
Hmm.
What they understand is meditation.
yeah,
And
that's
I
good.
think I think the way I look at meditation is you need to shut everything out for a minute because life is so fast
Right.
that you forget the little things that could actually make a difference.
Mm.
And I think once you sit down and I like to question things. A friend of mine said you ask too many questions. I was like, I need to understand. Like I cannot just blindly follow something if it makes no sense.
Right.
And so meditation is key. Sit down, look at your life and ask yourself what really is going on around me. And I think um a lot of parents have a chance right now to slow down and focus on their family. Like look at your kids and be more involved, do stuff with them. And these are things that we don't do because if you think about it, you wake up at 5 in the morning, get ready for work, and then you're gone. And then you get back home around maybe 5, 6 o'clock. You're tired. You're carrying all the stress from your job. You're only seeing your family for like maybe 2 hours. So you spend more time outside than with your family. And then over the weekend, you just want to get away. Like you want some peace, you want some silence. That's all you want. But around this time, I think it's where you need to slow down, focus on your family, try to meditate. 20 minutes is good enough, and then also work on your nutrition. Once you figure the whole meditation thing out. I mean, it's a process, but 5 minutes is good enough. 10 minutes is good. Do that in increments, and eventually you're able to understand what your true purpose is. And then when you start working on your nutrition, I'd say. Um, Instead of following a meal plan, I usually promote a meal guide because that way, when you go shopping, you're looking at that list and you're like, well, I can buy from any of the things on that list and I can see what I can do with it. Try to practice this over and over again in different recipes. And before you know it, you have so many options. And then when it comes to exercising, going out of the house or jump roping, whatever you can do in the house that is going to help you break a sweat, start with like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, little by little, even if it takes you like 3 weeks to kind of get a hang of it, you're still working towards something. You're working on yourself. And then eventually your mindset changes to, I want to do stuff that's actually good for my body as opposed to doing things that are going to destroy my body. So once you understand that, it puts you in a place where now you're looking for more ideas. You want to look at the trainers and see what else they're doing out there and see if you can try it out.
Absolutely. Awesome. Pam, what do you think?
For me, what I would recommend is have rituals. I agree with both of the gentlemen. For me, in the morning, I wake up early, it's meditation and prayer. Um, it's not me riding the Peloton, it's me doing some kind of yoga, some kind of strength training. Um, I make that a necessity every day to do some type of reading. You know, it doesn't matter what it is that I'm reading, but just taking like 10, 15 minutes and just doing some type of reading for self-improvement. So I have these rituals that I make a priority every single day. With my food, I make a plan. I just don't, because this is, you know, during pandemic times, this is a time where, you know, people are feeling down, they're feeling discouraged, and you just kind of throw all the things that you know are good for you out the window. So I make a plan. I have my list, you know, this is what I'm going to eat. This is what I'm going to have at this particular time. You know, I try not to, you know, stray away from that. But one other thing I want to recommend is if you do stray, if you do get off course, don't beat yourself up about it. Just get right back up and start over the next day. Call that, you know, fresh start. Because I think we have a tendency that if we don't follow this regimen, then, you know, we're a failure. And then we start all that negative self-talk. You fell off. It's okay. We're human. It happens. The next day, set that intention, get right back in there again and start all over. So the other thing is self-care to you, whether it means that you have to go sit in nature, you go for a walk, you call a friend, maybe do some mindless television, but we have to find ways that we can reset and recharge. So that's my recommendation to anyone during the how to just mind, body, spirit.
Absolutely. And we also have so much to be thankful for too. You know, there's always somebody who has a lot worse than what we have. So waking up in the morning, writing down the things, even if I woke up this morning, that's something to be thankful for. You know, my family, my friends, having a roof over my head, you know, could barely pay the rent last month, but paid the rent, right? So writing down the things that we're thankful for, I think is also something that's really important. So we know what we have and what we have to look forward to as well. So Patrick and Mark, both of you have experience with COVID. So do you think that because you take care of yourselves and you work out, you exercise, you eat right, did that help you recover faster from COVID? Patrick, I'll start with you and then Mark.
Well, I believe that. Well, when I went to go and get checked out, I knew I had something because COVID is hard to describe. You know, I had all the chills, I had the body aches, I had the shortness of breath, had the headaches, I had the no smell, no taste. That still hadn't come back. So when you go and get checked out for COVID, I mean, you're expecting the worst, but when I went in, they checked my oxygen. It was 96%, which really wasn't too bad. I think when it gets down to 92 or 91%, that's when they want to admit you and give you one of those respirators, I think. But they just told me to go home and take some Tylenol, you know, and I think that's all they could do. I mean, I feel a whole lot better now, but I've started taking a Centrum. I kind of cycle in and out of vitamins. I don't like taking a whole lot of stuff, but I eat. All my meals are prepped. I prep my meals at Sunday, and I stick to my regiment all week long. And I don't really stray. I don't go anywhere to eat out or nothing like that. But I think being healthy and being active has kind of helped me with the pre-existing part about that. I don't have any pre-existing issues. So when it hit me, it was just that, you know. But if you have something pre-existing, I can see where it could be tough. If you're asthmatic and that shortness of breath hits you, it's gonna feel like the end of the world because I know what it felt like, you know, with me not being able to take a deep breath. You know, I was used to try to take a deep breath and it kind of, you know, it kind of cut off right there. So that was a real problem. And then the body aches wouldn't allow me to get my rest. You know, I would lay down and I would toss and turn and the chills wouldn't let me get any rest. So it's a combination of things, but it passed for me, you know, and I feel a whole lot better. But definitely I would advise anybody right now, start boosting your immune system, get your greens in, drink your OJ, fresh squeeze if you can get it, and your vitamins too. So stay as healthy as possible and focus strictly on boosting your immune system to be able to survive it if it comes and to bypass it if you can until you know, maybe get the vaccine or something.
Good, good. I like that.
Mhm.
Mark, what about you?
You know, when I was reading about COVID, one of the symptoms I could feel it. I could because I had an episode years ago. I lived by myself and I I felt like I was gasping for air. And this was around like I'd say maybe midnight, 1 a.m. And I'm just like trying to inhale, but I can't get enough air in my lungs because with that
Hmm.
surgery, I never had the open heart surgery. It just basically sealed on its own.
Okay.
That's what I was told in 2000. They did all the tests and stuff. So when the doctor described, do you ever feel like your lungs are filling with fluid years ago? I was like, when I had that episode, that's what it felt like. And so when they were talking about COVID, I was like, if that's what it feels like, I don't want to get it. And so
Hmm.
it's you're kind of listening, you're paying attention to your body, and you want to be ahead of it. And so the thing with being a trainer is that yes, you have a very busy schedule, but you have to work on yourself because when things
Right.
like this happen, you want to be ahead of it. And so
Hmm.
the moment I lost my the moment I lost sense of smell and taste, at that point I was like, something's not right. At that
Yeah.
point, I was like, something's not right. And so then I started breathing and I'm waiting for that. Is it coming? Is it coming? And for me, my thinking is keep your lungs open. Drink
Hmm.
something hot. Keep your lungs open. Like do it now before it gets serious. And then whatever collects in your lungs, just spit it out. If you can get it out ASAP, do that so it doesn't build up. So in my head, I'm thinking, get ahead of it. You might get the chills and everything. You might not be able to move, but trust that you can actually pull it off. And so when I was in that mindset, one of the recipes my mom gave me was warm water with lemon, squeeze a fresh lemon in it, and then baking soda, and drink that before you go to sleep. It helps to kill the virus. And so I drank that religiously on top of all the teas I was drinking throughout the day. And I'm like, I don't like the taste of it, but if I can keep something hot in my system, it's going to keep my lungs open. And so every now and then I kept trying to inhale and see if there was a little bit of that tightness in my lungs so that in case I start feeling it, that means step it up. So, and I'm thinking, what can you do in the moment? Are you getting chills? Are you getting headaches? Are you getting all these problems? Okay, you have no chest issues. That's fine. Deal with what you have right now, but don't sit in a place where now you're going to get more complications. And that's
Hmm.
how, so right now where I'm at is I want to get tested one more time because the last time I got tested, two tests on the same day, a positive. So the second test came last and the first test came second. No, the second test came first and
Okay.
that was negative. I'm like, everybody, I'm negative. I'm coming back to work. And then 2 days later, positive. I'm like, what the heck? How is that even possible? So now I'm like, I need to do one more test, but I feel like I want to go out. But because you have this huge responsibility of clients, you don't want to take chances. You want to make sure everything is
Right.
clear
For
before you
real.
can go out.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. And happy belated birthday. Your birthday just passed, right?
Thank you.
Hey,
Yes.
happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're
I
welcome.
was in bed.
I figured that. So Pam, I know
Yeah.
you have your yoga festival. You're doing it virtually, February 20th, 2021, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be a
Yes,
great
it's
outlet
going to
for
be
people,
this
right?
weekend. So I hope people will take advantage of it. We're actually going to be the weekend of February 5th to the 21st. It's going to be a festival. This year, it's going to be yoga, music. We're going to have a panel discussion about yoga and resilience and
Hmm.
trauma. We're going to have different types of yoga. This year we have yoga in Spanish, so it's going to be yoga in Spanish. We have a class for yoga for bigger bodies because yoga is not just for people who are, slender and athletic. It's for anybody. Anybody can benefit from yoga. So I have sound healing.
Pam,
schedule.
Pam, I think you
This year
froze a
we're
little bit.
doing yoga for parents. Oh, I'm sorry. This year we're going to do yoga for parents
Mhm.
because I think that in these pandemic time, parents are with their kids who are doing. Going to have be a mother and her son. Doing
Okay.
So we got some great surprises. It's going to be awesome. We have some surprise guests. Only $10 a day, so you can drop in. It's cheaper than any yoga class. I mean, one yoga class in Long Beach is $20.
Yeah.
So $10
Wow.
for a whole day. We actually have 2 days of yoga for the cost of one yoga class. It's very affordable during these pandemic times.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. You should get a nice bunch of people to show up to that. That's a great price point, and people need it. They need that outlet.
Yes.
So that's a perfect timing for what you're doing, Pam. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Patrick, in Texas, are you doing anything virtually where people can reach out to you for advice, consulting, training?
Well, I got an online platform I still been working on. I got a few clients that I do online, but you can reach me at on Instagram at CF Dallas TX on Instagram, and on Facebook Concierge Fitness TX. And just, I mean, if you got any questions, you want some help with anything, I'm willing to help anybody that wants help. If you don't want any help, then don't reach out to me. But if you want help and you're really serious about it,
Right.
look me
Yeah.
up and I will help you, because I'm at that level with training to where I've tried to help a lot of people that really didn't want my help, and I'm on a different level right now, but I'm willing to help anybody. I'll help you with your nutrition. I'll help you with your fitness level. We can start small, but you need to understand that this is not for the summertime. This is for your life. This is a lifestyle, and you have to make it a lifestyle. You have to weave this into your everyday routine of life. You just got to figure out a way to have time for this, whether it's be your nutrition or your activities. You got to find a way to keep it with you as long as you can. You know, I've been doing this
Mhm.
for myself for over 20 something years, maybe 20 plus years. And it's just something that you got to keep with you. I mean, you got your body, you know, you got to keep your body going. So it's
Mhm.
I'm willing to help anybody, in other words. So
Nice. And that's inspiring. I love that. We have this vessel until they put us in the ground. So why not
Yeah.
keep it up, keep it going, your legs, your arms, everything, your whole body. What about you,
Mhm.
Mark? Are you I know right now because you're still, still recuperating. But if they wanted to reach out to you virtually or in person, like what are you
So
doing now?
I do have an online app on well, first of all, Instagram is going to be Elite Fitness Club, no, EFC San Fernando. So it's EFCSANFERNANDO. That's EFC San Fernando. So that basically, there's a lot of inspirational stuff on there. There's workouts. There's people that I've worked with for a while, because I think one of the things that people want to see is that we're not working with clients that just want to test it out. We're all familiar with people that I want to try it out for maybe 2 sessions or
Right.
maybe a month and see how it feels if you're for me. And I'm trying to show them that I'm working with people that, like Patrick said, they're making that long commitment. And because we need time to basically understand these people, especially if they're doing private training. So some people, it takes about 2 months to break a habit.
Mhm.
Some people, it takes longer than that. And then some, it's maybe a month. And then we can have a serious plan for them to be working out. And then I do have online presence. I want to say this. It really, it kind of sucks that with my online presence, I'm working with people from the UK and not America.
Wow.
Wow.
With my virtual training.
Mhm.
And I'm like, it just makes no sense. I'm like, why am I rendering this service to people in the UK? And yet I could have people on, in America and California. If you can't come out, I can send you the workouts. But that's what I'm working with right now. But if people in California or even around the US, if they're really interested in, give me a workout plan. I don't want to sit there and Zoom and watch you work out all the time. But if that's what you want, we could do that. But I could build you to a place where I'm constantly posting your workout plans for the week, your meal plans, and all that good stuff, and then hold you accountable because the way mine works is if you were scheduled to work out on Monday at 11 a.m., my phone will tell me that Pam is actually working out. She just started working out at 11 a.m.
Mhm.
And when I don't see that, 30 minutes later, I'm going to text you and I'll be like, what happened? Like 30
Yeah.
minutes ago, you were supposed to, you know?
Pam
And
is
so
like, no,
then,
not me.
exactly.
No,
So I'm
but
like,
that's good though. I like
I didn't
that.
see it. I didn't see it. Like, what happened? So I'm kind of like on your
Yeah.
case until you kind of get it. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. So if people want to reach me, they could basically do that, and I'll get in touch with them and just basically, like Patrick said, we're at a point where we don't want people that just want to test it out. We
Yeah.
need. I don't want to be selling the service to a client. I want to know that you actually want to do it, and then we can work on
Mhm.
changing your lifestyle, and then we can. It's not all about weight training. It's doing stuff that you. What can you do with your body? Well, I want to be able to teach
Mhm.
clients that before they can actually run and start lifting dumbbells. So
That's right.
that's where I'm at right now.
Very nice. Awesome, Mark. And Pam, how can they reach you? I know you have your festival, but social media.
You can
Cutting out.
go on Instagram as well as on Facebook.
You cut out a little bit. You said Instagram and
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook is the name of the festival, Soul Long Beach Yoga Festival,
okay.
and Soul SOUL.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Now, last but not least, for the I've been personal training for like 5 years now, and technically, I'm still like a newbie, right? You know, I lost my 200 pounds, and I'm on my weight loss journey still, but there's still a lot to learn, and I feel like this
Yes.
industry is very competitive. But if like minds like us could come together to not only motivate and inspire people, but each other, especially during this time, I know. Trainers who worked at like 24-hour fitness and now are just, looking other places to find work because their gym is closed. So as a
Mhm.
personal trainer,
Mhm.
I know Patrick, you have 11 years experience, and Mark, you're really experienced, and Pam, you're really experienced. What advice do you give to people who work in our field that are supposed to motivate and inspire other people, but at a time right now where we pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps? What advice do you have? Patrick, I'll start with you, Mark, and then Pam.
You have to lead by example. It's kind of like the push-up challenge. You can't quit.
Okay.
You have to keep going, keep trying to reach the people. I know if your gym shuts down and you had clients and your gym understands that you're still a trainer and you still got to stay active, then reach out to those clients. Go virtual with them. Just meet them in a park somewhere, some open set. If the weather permits, find somebody close by. Anybody that's in the area that wants some help from me, just give me a call. I can let you get in here. I'm all about the clients. If the clients need help, help the clients. Do what you can to get these people moving and keep them motivated. But if you're going through some hardship like that, my best advice is just to stay focused, keep going. Remember that people will look at you as a model to this thing. They're looking at you as the
Mhm.
motivator. They don't want to see you down. My clients did the same thing that Mark's clients did. Patrick, if you're not training, then we're not training. I had to send an email out, and this is the most humbling thing I had to do. Send an email out that said I had COVID. I don't want to put any of you in danger, so I won't be training for at least 14 days. And my pockets were hurting behind that,
Right.
but it had to be done. And some of them came back. Some of them wanted me to take a negative test. I said, listen, I feel great. I don't feel like I can go through the mental part of taking the test and then come back positive again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that they don't talk about is the mental side of this. It'll bring you
Mm.
down, being isolated. Even my wife was like, she was like, okay, so, and my,
Can't use stuff like this.
yeah, she was all spraying Lysol and everything. You know, my 14-year-old daughter, she declined to come down for Christmas. So it's a whole lot going
Yeah.
on behind this. And you got to kind of, you have to be strong-willed, and your mind has to be intact as a trainer, and along with training people and trying to motivate them too. So this is not an easy job. This is not easy. You know, you have to be passionate about this to be able to do it. So I
Mhm.
feel like if any trainers out there passionate about it, continue to believe, and there will be a way for you. I just believe that. You know, just stay strong and continue to pursue this thing. You know, so don't quit.
Mhm.
Never give up.
Yeah,
Never give up.
absolutely. Mark, what do you think? What can trainers do?
I've you know I've been doing this since 2011, and I've created an environment for other people to basically come and team up with me because um you're working at 24, you're working at, God knows what gym, but it's closed and you're stuck because you're not sure what to do next. And I'm very observant because I see other trainers that basically, with everybody looking up to you, I know you have to make ends meet, but now you're not even trying to do what you used to do with your clients. And it breaks my heart because I feel like if I was your client and I don't see you making that effort to reach out, I'm like, well, if she gave up, I'm gonna give up too,
Mm,
and I'm not the kind of trainer that wants to keep on like trying to steal, another trainer's clients. But then the
Oh
clients are
yeah.
also looking for help. You see that? So it's kind of a very tricky place that they're in right now. But um, again, throughout this pandemic until I got it, because I know it must have been when I played basketball, but I kept myself safe throughout. I practiced what I was preaching. And just this one moment, I said, after Thanksgiving, I'm going to play basketball. And then I'm like, I think something's not right. But prior that, I was reaching out to other trainers and I told them, I have a space. You can come be over here and work with your clients. But they were just not, they didn't have their heads in the game. And you cannot keep on begging someone to do it. You see that? So I'm like,
Right.
I tell them that I do this. The only reason why I'm still where I'm at right now, why I've come this far, is because I do it like my life depends on it. You see that?
yeah.
I'm going to fail
Yep.
and I'm going to get up. And I'm going to fail and I'm going to get up. You see that? I'm going to fail, I'm going to get up. I might overcharge someone, but I'm going to find a way to get them back because I
Mhm.
need them to realize that, yes, I see that they really need help and I want to help them, but I need to know that they're willing to put in the work. You see that?
Mhm.
If you have
Yeah.
that mindset of fall down and get up, fall down and get up, it's going to be a lot easier for you to work with your clients.
Right.
But it's unfortunate that trainers are giving up, even though we're providing a place for them. And sometimes they feel like we don't have everything that they need. But then we come from a place where use what you have right now. And then
Absolutely.
when
Right.
you're in a situation where you can add more, then you can actually do it.
That's right.
But if you're going to be working from home and you're saying that, well, we don't have dumbbells, we don't have barbells, we don't have this, you have bottles of water, you can work with that.
Yep.
That's
But
right.
if a
That's
client
right.
cannot see
Yeah.
you improvise, if they can't see you improvise, what makes you think they're going to try to do what you want them to do? So they're going to try to
Right.
save up and say, you know what? When I save up X amount of money in like 5 months, I'll be able to have this equipment. Then I can hit you up so we can work out. But
That's nice.
if a trainer has provided a space for you to
Mhm.
come and still work out and then work with your clients, take advantage of it. But don't try to
Right.
think, are they going to try to take advantage of me? Are they going to try to do this? Are they going to try to rip me off? Then when you have that mindset, by the time the pandemic is over, you're going to start, working from scratch.
Right.
You see that? Because there's going to be tons of trainers applying back to 24-hour fitness. And then who knows if they're going to take you back. But
Right.
this is a time where we can actually get to think and say, this is where I'm at. This is what I have. Let me use this now and keep my clients engaged. And then if I feel like I'm running out, I have no inspiration, get in touch with other trainers because they're there to help you and not to steal anything from you.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
my advice.
That's right, Mark. Awesome. And Pam, what about you? What is your advice to other trainers?
My advice to fitness teachers and these consist, you have to be that example and you have to motivate it within yourself. It's a lot of work because I have to do a lot of self-talk because I'm human. And, this pandemic, in the very first stages of it, very first maybe 3-4 months, working out. I was just kind of stuck. And then it hit me, this is going to be going for a while. You got to get it
Mhm.
together.
Yeah.
You know, people are looking to you. You're a yoga teacher. On YouTube. I, started working with, the festival, talking about the festival, motivating people with, doing different, different yoga poses. I teach a yoga month that I put on Zoom. So to like that spirit where just don't give up. I try a lot of stuff. Some does it when I'm like, get back up. Find
Mhm.
something else that's going to work. So you just have to stay consistent, especially now when we're so isolated. Like Mark said, take that moment, and I think Patrick, prayer, meditation, able to connect. Those, I think we just follow that through this together.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. That's awesome, Pam. Thank you. And thankfully, Zoom let us go a little longer. Sent me a little notification. That's why I was able to go a little longer. But thank you so much for your time
good.
today, guys. Patrick, Mark, Pam. This information is priceless. I do thank you for your time. And I enjoyed this conversation. I'm happy that this idea came to my brain. I would love to do it again. Maybe discuss different topics. I'll email you when that does happen. How does that sound?
We appreciate
Sounds
it.
great.
Thanks for making this
Sounds
happen.
great.
All
Yes,
right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
It's
you very
awesome.
much.
It's nice meeting you, gentlemen.
All right, nice
Thank
meeting you too, Pam.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.